Hello and welcome to episode 19 of our Project Hybrid Bike Build P400, the hybrid. So,
do you know what? That's the first time you've got that right in one go.
I know. Anyway, what are we doing today, stroke tomorrow? This is a 2-day layover thingy. We're not sleeping here. All together.
You are.
I am. This is my house.
I'm going home.
Anyway, moving on. So, what are we doing? Well, we're getting the bike finished, wiring and started. And that includes cutting down these on the new coils. Now, we do have a slight problem, but we'll come to that a little bit later. So let's roll the intro and get cracking.
Crack. Do it again.
So, throttle is connected. And the anti-throttle.
Yeah,
throttle and anti-throttle.
Anti-throttle. It's quicker than the spring.
Yes, this bike has 2 throttle cables, one to open the throttle and one to return. So it's not really necessary on a lot of bikes, but in this it works actually really well, because then if the throttle gets stuck open, you can move the handle and turn it back again.
Yeah, for spring styles or something.
So that's all done. We do have the new coils. However, there was a slight issue with that, and that is that, Malcolm?
Well, we don't know which side is which.
Exactly.
We don't know, which...
Tell the ladies and gentlemen why that is.
Do you know what? I don't think it matters. Oh, well, it does, because... No, it doesn't. It's only the firing order, because it's only one coil. It just fires twice, doesn't it?
Yes, but we don't know which wire goes to which, because on the old coil, the 2 wires came out of the back.
Oh, yeah,
like
we don't know.
And on this one, they both come out side by side on the front.
Yeah.
So we don't know which one goes which. So it's a bit of a trial and error situation, to be honest.
Yeah, but it's only going to be 2 and 2. It's not going to be...
Yeah, we know which sides they went to. We just don't know,
yeah, we don't know which
one and which one.
That'll be alright. We'll connect it up, fire it. If it doesn't work, we'll switch them.
Yeah, and then we'll cut them down. Because no one cut them down before we do that. And I think we should get the new spark plugs in as well. Alright, we're having a working lunch. Nuggets and NGK. So for now you're not putting the rubbers in there?
No, because obviously we've got to unscrew them again and the rubbers are a bit of a tight fit. So. Headlight and stuff. Okay, so that's...
this one is this side, isn't it?
Yeah, so that's the
These are great. With these things, all you get is like a self-tapping screw inside, and you just literally screw it in. So the screw is right next to the wire. That's it. It's that simple.
You don't even have to push on it, it's literally turning. It's brilliant.
You can feel it's touching the wire because it starts to go stiff and does that crunchy sound.
I haven't screwed them in all the way either. I've just made it so it's touching.
There you go.
Crazy as that. Yeah, a little bit in the front and there. We are golden. Right, we're doing that.
So the plan now is to start it up to make sure the wiring is doing what it's supposed to do and that the bike runs. So we're connecting the tank up, putting the last couple of bits of wires on, and then we're going to start the old bugger. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you old bugger. Okay, time for a little update. Now we've had a couple of problems, unfortunately. Put all the wiring back together. We've had to jump start it with the car because the battery went flat. However, the new coils that we bought seem to be getting ridiculously hot. Like you couldn't even touch them hot.
They're still hot.
They're still hot now?
They're warm.
And they've been off 10 minutes. Yeah. So we're not quite sure why that is. So we put the old coils back on. The problem is it's starting, but it's not idling, and it's sounding like it's misfiring. And we're not quite sure why. So we're just going through the phase now of checking the spark plugs to see if there's a spark from each one. However,
which there is. There's a spark on every plug, but
that one is dry.
I've got 3 hot exhausts, 1 tepid exhaust. It is sparking, but there doesn't seem to be any fuel going in there. I'm wondering if we've got a stuck valve or something.
Maybe the valve's stuck and the cylinder's not working properly.
Yeah. But it ran perfectly before, didn't it?
It did. It ran lovely before. So that's where we're at right now. We're not quite sure where to go from here. Don't really want to have to strip the engine down completely.
No,
because that wasn't the plan.
It'll only be the top. It's a valve. There is these little access port things here.
So we'll come back to you. but that's where we are at the moment. So it looks like the old coils. So there's a little tip for you. Not everything from eBay is a bargain, because these eBay coils
they're rubbish.
are crap. So yeah, so on that video where I put the link in for them, ignore that bit, throw them away, don't get them. The problem is they're 12 volt coils and the old ones were 6 volt, that's why they had resistors on them to make sure they work with this 12 volt system. Really annoying, isn't it? Right, what are you up to, Malk?
I'm taking off these little bungs, but only on the cylinder where I'm having problems with, to see if I can see the valve bobbing up and down. It's a bit limited in space.
So you took off the front one?
Yeah, that's bobbing up and down, and they're super tight as well. They've not been off for a long time.
Okay, so the cover is off.
Yeah, so these holes are for the purpose of adjusting your clearances on your rockers or tappets or whatever you want to call them. But I was figuring that maybe I can just blip it on the starter with the ignition switched off, the stop-start button, and just check that the valves are bobbing up and down. Check we haven't got a stuck valve. But it's dark and I can't see in there, so I can't.
Okay. Hang on, I shall get some illumination.
Yes. So I can now see top of the valve spring and the rocker. So as long as I can see the valve spring bobbing up and down, should be good. Which I can.
Yes.
That's working.
All that.
So yeah, it's not a stuck valve.
So right now, this is the issue we're getting.
Terrible.
Okay, all 4 exhausts are hot now, so all the valves seem to be working okay, and everything is firing as it should be, except that it's misfiring. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? They're all working,
It seems to be
it's
doing
not working
it should be
properly.
doing. Yeah.
That's what I
But
mean.
like when you block this one a little bit,
That's
fine,
farting that's coming from the exhaust though, isn't it?
yeah, the ticking noise we can hear.
Yeah.
It's that
That's
blow
the
in the
exhaust.
exhaust. But it's completely irregular.
It is.
It's like it's not firing every single time.
Anyone have any clues? Because we're a bit stuck at the moment. The carbs have been rebuilt and they've got all new kits in them, as you saw in the video a couple of videos ago. So,
And it ran after that, no problems at all.
yeah, it ran perfectly. And now it's playing up.
But the thing is that there is a spark on every plug.
Yeah.
And now the exhausts are all hot, which means it must have been firing some of the time.
Didn't you say one of those plugs was gunked up? Do we want to change the plugs just to see?
I changed the one that I took out that had no fuel on it. Because it was completely dry.
Should we just change all of them?
If you want.
Well, I don't know what else to try. Back in a minute. Right, so one of the spark plugs that we've just taken out is, can you see that? In focus. Pretty gunked up. Look at that, look. Yummy. So that might be an issue. We're going to change the plugs and it'll be interesting to see if this one in there, the new one, cokes up the same way.
Oh.
Hopefully it doesn't. Okay, so we've now got new spark plugs in. As you can see, that was all coked up, so we're going to fire it up and see if it makes a difference.
I'm going to say no. What are you going to say? Yes?
Be
optimistic.
Being optimistic.
No.
Sound a bit better. Do it again, and just give it a little blip. Okay. Well, it's definitely better, but it's still not right. Why is it running so lumpy?
I wonder if because we forgot to put a filter on the fuel last time, we've sucked some crud into the...
Maybe. As you can tell, we're using the new tank now. Before we started filming, we filled up the... Well, we didn't fill it up. We used the old tank with some fuel in it. And when we were doing a test on it, it's only at a certain angle the fuel would come out of the tap. So there's gunk and crap and crud in the old tank. And we think maybe that's been dragged through to the carbs. Which means we've got to take the carbs apart again and clean them out again. Haven't you?
Yeah, it won't take long.
I want to do it this time.
Okay, you do it.
Yeah.
It won't take long.
No.
Ish.
I watched your video. I'm confident.
Yeah.
I've just watched our video back on YouTube from episode 15, and having listened to it, we were a little bit concerned that we may be expecting something that it isn't going to do. Because it sounds the same as when it's running before, and it's just the farting from the exhaust that's leaking, the ticking, that we're worried about. So I think it's actually working okay. We're going to fire it up one more time just to check. So give it a whirl, Malcolm. Sound like the exhaust,
Doesn't it?
No, it sounds like it's coming from up here.
Does it?
I'm sure that sounds like it's in there. That noise to me doesn't sound right. That sounds like it's coming from inside where the valves are. In there. It's not exhaust. Are you sure? Doesn't sound like it.
Sounds like
when you revved it, it sounded higher. It sounded like it was coming up here, like it was tapping from up here, not there.
Right. But why does it go away?
I don't know. Come around this side. Start again. Let's come around this side, and I'll give it a little rev, and you have a listen. If that's the case, then head off job.
Well, at least the cover, yeah.
Oh, ignition.
Yeah, the key. It's up the top there.
Feel the gas.
I can feel the gas coming out. It's at the
From the
top,
exhaust?
the top of the exhaust.
Is it?
Yeah, on this second one in. Yeah, it's definitely the exhaust blowing. But it doesn't tick constantly, so I'm thinking that it's probably missing at low revs or idle. And then it starts ticking. The moment you bring the throttle up, it starts ticking regularly.
I just want to apologise for that weird little laugh in the background. My 3-year-old is trying to join in.
He's also incapable of being quiet.
That's being 3, I guess.
Yeah.
My wife has the same issue. Don't tell her I said that.
Does she watch the videos?
No!
I made an interesting discovery. The exhaust stud here was a little loose, so I tightened it up, and rather than tighten the nut up, it just drew the stud out of the engine.
So therefore, the exhaust is not actually properly in the engine.
No, it's just
loose.
and that's why it's blowing, and that's why it's got worse.
Okay. So we need a new stud.
Yeah, I think maybe someone's done it before over here and made a mess of it.
Is that the one that's not the right stud?
And that's this one.
Oh, okay.
That one was just a good one from over there.
Okay.
I think what's happened is I can sort of see some thread in there, but
Right.
got something on it. Steel. Oh, super glue.
What?
It's been super glued in.
Really?
That's what it looks like. Or maybe chemical metal, but it's
Super glue?
yeah, that's what it looks like. It's like clear. No, it's chemical metal.
Oh, I was going to say.
Someone's put chemical metal in there and then tried to glue it in. I did see some resin for gluing in studs the other day. That might work.
Or do it properly.
Okay, in that case, you need to drill it out, tap it, and put helicoils in.
Yeah, fair enough.
But that can be done when the engine's out.
Okay.
Not a big issue. I know how much you like it when I say that.
Yes.
No big deal.
Those words, not a big issue.
Not a big deal.
Instills much confidence. So what we're going to do is replace all the studs for new ones. Once the bike is stripped down, we'll take them out and put new ones in, so it's all done properly.
Well, we'll drill the holes out and we'll helicoil it. And
Yes.
put new studs in. Unless we can get ones that are just slightly bigger, we'll retap all the holes and just put slightly bigger ones in.
Okay.
Hello, over there.
Shh, Patrick. Please just be quiet for a little while. Thank you. So yes, other than that, it seems to be okay at the moment. It runs, at least we know the wiring works, and the coils are
Warm.
yeah. So obviously, cheap coils are a waste of time and money.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with the old ones. The old ones work, so that's fine.
These were so hot that you could only hold your hand on there for like
1
1
second.
to 2 seconds before it was just too much.
Yeah. So waste of time. Also, we have to think that because everything's been messed around with and changed and reset, these carbs haven't been set up properly yet. So once they've gone off and been set up properly, or I say gone off, once
the bike's done.
bike's back together and the carbs are set up properly, we're hoping that that will make a big difference as well. I know a guy who has some gauges. No, 2 people actually that have gauges. One of them being AR Motorcycles, and they've offered to do it for us. So good job.
Problem solved.
Absolutely.
Right, so moving on to the next thing we were dealing with, which was the indicators. And we had the super speedy, flashy business going on. So, as Mark said last week, we've got some resistors. We've got one here. There's also one tucked away down here in the nestling mess of wires connected to both the left indicators only. If I switch it on, and now bearing in mind this is bulbs, telltales and resistors.
Still doing it.
Still too far. In fact, it hasn't changed at all. Zero difference.
So what we're going to do is change the relay.
Yeah.
The relay is, where has it gone?
There.
Oh, in there. So this relay here, 3-pin relay, we're going to get another one, but one that's adjustable, that you can change
It
the
has
speed
a
on
knob
it.
on it.
Yes, so we're going to get that, and hopefully that will arrive very soon and we can try it out.
So this is how it went down. We were sitting here talking about something completely irrelevant and off topic, and I went, oh, and fiddled about with some wiring, having realised that I'd made a stupid error.
Basically he had been involved in some sort of bell-endery.
Yeah.
And
what I had
realised-
done, what I had done is I'd put this resistor in series with the light bulb.
Which is what I thought he'd done all along.
Yeah. What it actually needed to be was in parallel. So it was like if you've got the circuit like That's the light bulb, yeah. And I had it so that the resistance was here and the light bulb.
What was that?
Resistance. So what it needed to be was light bulb and then resistor across it,
Okay.
almost like a short,
Okay.
to create that extra load. And so I did rewind it like that, front and back.
And this is the result.
And this is the result. It works!
Success! So we don't need a relay
No,
at all.
no.
No adjustable relay needed whatsoever, which is very good because I was this close to clicking Prime Buy It Now on Amazon.
When I went, oh!
Yes. I was like, whoa! You went, oh! So,
There we go. So that's problem solved.
Hello and welcome to day 2. I'm in the same t-shirt this morning because
Because he smells.
I didn't do a lot. No, you're in a different t-shirt because you stink.
Because I smell.
Generally, you are a very smelly person.
Yeah.
I feel confident enough to tell you that now.
Yeah.
You reek.
Yeah.
So, yes.
It was particularly hot yesterday and I was buzzing around a lot on the motorbike and I did get very hot.
Indeed. This just shows I didn't do a great deal.
I've done plenty. It's just...
Well, you know, yeah, I didn't exert much energy. Anyway, Malcolm's had an idea with the resistors. Obviously, we're going to put the 4 resistors on each indicator because it works great now. And we're going to put them all at the back here. So under the seat is going to house the fuse box, the main plug, and 4 resistors.
If you get a cold bum, just put the indicators on for a while.
Warm myself up.
Yeah, I don't know it'll do a great deal, but it's just a thought.
Well, I hope not. I hope they don't get that hot.
No, they won't, because I think they're only on for the time the light's on and it's off again.
If I put that on, and those old or those new coils, I'll
I'll
have
just mount the coils under it.
a heated
switch them
tank and a heated seat
on. Yeah.
and an exploding bike.
Daddy, show me this stuff.
Oh, show you the stuff.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go on then.
What's that?
Crankcase,
What's that?
carburetors.
What's that?
That's a choke.
Whoa, whoa, this right, do like this.
Yes, now the choke is on.
Yeah. And what's that?
That's a spark plug cap.
What's
Lead
that?
cap. That's a side panel.
I can see the battery.
Oh, okay. There it is.
What's that?
That's recycling.
Put this right there.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yes, you might have to.
Put this right there.
No, it's all right. It's okay.
What's that?
Recycling.
What's that?
It's a big bin.
Oh, not the big bin, the wood bike.
No.
No. What's the running round?
That's a man with a child. It looks like aliens floating.
Yeah. What's that?
Corrosive.
What's that?
A book.
What's that?
The man out of Breaking Bad.
Okay, what's that?
Don't smoke or light fires near this battery.
What's that?
Chemicals inside.
Okay.
Anything else?
The beep.
No, they're lights.
Yes, yes. What's that?
Fuel tank.
What's that?
The fuel tank cap.
Oh yeah, to put water in it?
No. No, no. Petrol.
A petrol.
Yes.
Sorry. What's that?
Tyre.
Wow, they only go with that.
Yes.
So, like a wheel. Here's a What's the time? Oops, they're going that way.
Yes. No, leave it. Leave it now. Okay, anything else?
How about this one?
That's a footrest.
Is it to put on use it, the big one?
Yes.
What's that over there?
That is a paddock stand.
What's that over there?
That's the number plate holder.
What's that?
That's a sprocket. And now you've got oily hands. Look at your fingers. Look at your fingers. Ooh. Ooh. No, no. What bike is this?
It's, don't know.
It's a Honda
Honda
400
100
4
4
P400
P400
the hybrid.
hybrid.
Yes,
Yeah,
very good.
take this out for
Yes,
me.
let's go and take you in and make you less dirty.
Yes.
Mind my tea. Otherwise there'll be hell to pay. Okay, so we have the resistors in, as you can see there. They're all in nicely. And we have indicators. Off you go. Okay, we've got the right indicator, front, telltale, and still the front. I meant the rear. No, this isn't working. So we we have 4 resistors nicely wired up. They are seated nicely in the back there, and we have indicators. We have rear, telltale, and front left, front right, telltale, and rear. And we have hazard flashes, rear, telltale, and front. Fantastic. Right, so what we've done now is we've wired up the additional brake lights and the reflector and number plate light. Obviously the reflector doesn't need the wiring, but the number plate light. Around the wire is going to go down the frame here for the number plate bracket, and then up underneath it comes out through this collection of wires here. So I'm just going to plug that in now, red to this brown one. Excuse the noise, the car engine's running because with all this wiring and testing, we've run the battery low again.
Keep running out of electric.
So that's in there, and this one in here. Okay, if you can just put the lights on, please. So we now have lights and number plate light and brakes. Yay! Awesome, and that's obviously going to be mounted under there, like so. So, we're getting somewhere. Fantastic.
Slowly but surely.
Yes. So, what have we got for lunch today? Pizzas? Burgers? No, nothing like that. We've got winter fruit crumble and custard.
Best lunch ever.
Awesome. Right, so in looking at what we're going to do with the ignition switch, we've had an idea. Now, originally we were not going to use this. We were going to replace it with our own shaped bezel in there to put our round LEDs in. However, this does fit nice and snug in there. So I've taken that off, and what we're going to do is make a piece to fit in here using the bit from the backing of the number plate that we're not going to use, to cut out the right shape to fit in here, drill round holes, and in there will go our round lights. So there'll be round lights instead of these weird shaped ones from the original bike. So that's what we're going to do. We've also got a USB to plug in, and we're going to make a bracket underneath here and put the USB underneath ready for the GPS or the sat-nav, and the camera, which is going to mount on the front. What we've also done is the ignition was going to go under here. Now instead of that, the ignition will fit nicely in here. So what we're doing in the process of putting that in there like so, and grounding down the nut so it'll fit and do up in there. So that's the plan, and that will be nice and snug in there. There'll be a black plate in there with just the little LEDs in. So that's what we're going to do now. What are you doing, Malcolm?
I'm grounding down this bit of plastic to put it in the ignition hole.
I think you mean filing.
Yeah. So whilst Mark is making our new front panel to go in here to put our lights in, I've been tasked with sorting out, one, the ignition switch, which I've done, and two, where we're going to put these LEDs. The original system has bulb holders in this rubber thing, and the bulbs just slot in there like so, and they shine up through the holes in the front, like so. Having removed these, I've discovered that you can in fact get a pair of grips or whatever, get a hold of it on the edge there somewhere, and just pull them out, and in their place, and they won't need to go all the way down because the fascia is going to be a lot higher, with these in the front, they do actually just slot in there really nicely. Wonderful.
So here is the bezel, the moment of truth. Does it fit in? Yay, it does! So yes, we now have a piece of plastic that I can drill holes in and put the LED lights in. Well, I'm officially pissed off. I just made it, went to drill the small pilot holes, went to go up a size, and it snapped it off. So, that's the end of that. I'm not making another one. I'll make it out of bloody aluminium. So that is it. The wiring is done. The lights are wired up, the indicators are wired up, they all work in the correct timing. The lights at the front are wired up, the flasher, the horn, the horns, the hazards, the start, kill switch, side lights, running lights, everything is done and wired up. It may look a bit messy here, but that's because we're not going to strap everything down, because next week we are stripping the bike down. Yes, everything's coming off and we're getting it ready for powder coating. As far as the instrument cluster thing is concerned, we'll make another one during the week and get it done ready for next time. I was just a little bit miffed by what happened on this one. But anyway,
breakages happen.
Breakages happen. I'm over it. Yeah. So, thank you very much for joining us. If you have any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Don't forget, we've got our giveaway coming up. We're boosting up to 10,000 pretty rapidly, so thank you very much for that. And join us next time. Until then, please ride and drive carefully.
But have fun.
Bye-bye.